What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to give you a pre-market update, break it down what's been coming out associated to the company itself and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, NIO is down 0.96%. Nothing really crazy, but once again, it is lagging the broader market. And today is rather unfortunate because there was some good news that did come out. Most likely that's what gave it a nice boost to $4.65. So a whole 2-cent increase. But still, there's just a lot of negativity surrounding NIO and just Chinese stocks right now. So nothing official from NIO, as you can kind of see, but this did come out, looks like late last night. So looks like the delivery numbers or registration, sorry. So 1,300 for Onvo and then 4,000 under the NIO brand. So up 5% week over week. So at least moving in the right direction, at least. So I think in general, these numbers are fairly good, which for given any other stock should propel it higher. But of course, with NIO and Trump and potential tariffs, and it's just not good. So even though China's having this kind of tariff war essentially with the European Union, looks like Trump said, hold my beer, let's get right into this. So it looks like they're going to be going after Canada, Mexico, as well as kind of a flat 10% across the board additional for China. So I think this is just the tip of the iceberg on what potentially could be coming. But then again, like for those logical investors, like this was going to happen. This is why I've been stating before this was even like Trump was even like he won. I was saying that he's not good for China stocks. He's not good for EVs in general, which NIO's kind of a double X right there. So I think just NIO's stock price as well as what happens operationally for a very long time is just not going to jive. So a lot of investors just need to be kind of cautiously optimistic with that. Shorts right now though, pre-market, are returning 122,000 shares. So in my opinion, they're kind of reacting to this news, which is fairly good if you ask me. But still, the fact that NIO is down and shorts are returning 122,000 shares pre-market goes to show that larger entities are selling, but 14.72% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 196.58 million shares overall are being shorted. So we'll just have to wait and see. 9 times out of 10, once the market does open, that's where you have a lot of activity from shorts. That's where they start to double down and kind of just cause the stock price to go down. Of course, that way they benefit through their puts. So yeah, we'll just have to kind of monitor. And then speaking of puts, so yesterday I did bring up this. A lot of people on social media as well are talking about this rating that came out. Downgrade $3.90 price target by Goldman Sachs. Tina, who has a 39% success rating. So probably this is the most attention that they've received for one of their ratings in a very long time, but 39% isn't anything crazy. But Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs has always been relatively bearish on NIO. And interesting point though is they actually do, based on their last 13 Fs, they have common stock. So actually I'll go quickly back over here. So based on Fintel, they do have common stock 7.6 million, but that's probably just because of NIO being on the New York Stock Exchange, ETFs, inclusions along those regards, but they do have puts. If they were to have calls, then yes, that would be kind of a common practice that large entities do, like a trading practice and strategy. But the fact that they have 1.1 million in puts, they have a very large financial interest in bringing it down. And most likely, this 7.6 million that they do have for common stock, that's just being lent out to shorts, just to add further kind of suppression. So yeah, it's going to be interesting once that new SEC transparency rule is kicked in the first half of 2025, where during these 13 Fs, any entity that is shorting has to disclose their short position. So that's kind of the negative side of these 13 Fs, is that if someone's shorting, they don't have to openly disclose it. So it's just a crappy scenario. Kind of comical though in the grand scheme of things. Just this outright just manipulation, but I think just a lot of NIO investors are kind of used to it by now. With it at 461, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 432 is going to be a strong support. Then 489 is going to be the next strong target slash resistance. Going back over here for the last time, just to show you the technicals. So as of right now, it is below the ALMA and a lot of the other key data points that I like to look at. So if it does recover, at least in the short term, just needs to get above that 470 mark. So that is that ALMA. But I think just generally shorts, their target is to break it on a technical level. Even when it does have good news such as this, it just gets hammered down. So I think there's a lot more pain, regrettably, in NIO's future. And that does suck. I really hate to say that because I really like what they're doing. They're making a lot of good progress, especially based on their last earnings. Like, a lot of good things might be coming in 2025. And for it to be at these levels is kind of crazy. So I don't know if maybe larger entities and shorts are just trying to bring NIO down for a good buying opportunity for their own benefit. But it's definitely frustrating coming from a investor standpoint. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Give yourself a shout out if you've been buying, if you've been selling, what have you been doing with NIO? Two things I want to share with you. If you want all this information to be completely free, so analyst ratings, forecasts, ownership, everything under the sun, take a look at 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, link in the description below for it to be, like I said, completely free. And then as well, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, many of which have been home runs. So pop over there, link in the description below as well to take a look at my Patreon. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.